guys, what's up? It's Bex, and I'm back with another makeup video. Yay! Today we are going to be playing with the new palette that I just got, which is the Beauty Killer 2 palette, and then we're also going to be dipping a little bit into the Conspiracy palette. But before we play with makeup, be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave, drop a little comment, leave me some love, and of course be sure to hit that bell icon, and that way you get notified each and every time I upload a video. Alright, let's play with some makeup. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do today is do a little prep on the skin, and we're going to be using the Jeffree Star Skin Lavender Sleep Mist. And yeah, I know it says for sleep, but you know what? We need to prep this. And it just smells so good and calming. So with it being spooky season and all, I wanted to talk to you guys about some spooky stories of mine. Let me zoom you all in first so that way we can see what we're working with up here. All right, so the first step that we're gonna do today is, of course, we're gonna use our P. Louise base, and this is in the shade Rumor 0. And you guys will be happy I cleaned my makeup brushes.
This bitch, please.
It's supposed to be a cream eye color concealer brush. So the building that I work in is actually haunted, and it's funny because when people open or close the building that I work in and they don't know and they haven't heard the stories, it's so funny to me to hear these stories from them. Like, I had one guy come up and go, "I'm never opening or closing the building by myself ever again." And I said, "Well, why not?" And he said, "Because that place is haunted." I said, "Oh yeah?" He said, "Yes, I heard people having conversations." He's like, "I heard people having conversations. I heard them, they were like throwing things." And he's like, "I would go upstairs to go look, and there's nothing there." So the ghost, I don't know. Apparently, they like to it sounds like they're throwing things. Like, when I've closed before, I've heard things go flying. Like the other day, I heard what sounded to be a cardboard box, like an Amazon box, being thrown into the hallway as I was about to set the alarm. And so I walk back over, and of course I have to check everything. I have to check everybody's offices. I have to like see what's going on, and I go to do that because I can't set the alarm unless I can positively confirm that there's nobody in there. There is nobody in there. So that's just one instance of like this past week. All right, so we're gonna go in with the Beauty Killer 2 palette, and we are going to use Respect. We're gonna be using this shade right here, and we are gonna use it as like a shade to put down as it's like a base for us to work with. So yeah, like there's just interesting stuff like that happens. There was the other day, my other coworker, she was opening the building, and she heard what she believed to be two people having a conversation. Alright, we're gonna go in with this brush here. Just a fluffy brush, it's just from Amazon. But we're gonna push this back out because I don't want the crease lines. So she was saying that she went to open, which is what the other guy said the other day, which is just interesting to me. Because I've not heard voices yet. I've only heard things go flying. Like, I've gone to close one of the areas off and arm it and secure it with the alarm system. And I've straight up about to hit the alarm button. All of a sudden I hear his papers going flying. So then I go to look, and of course when I went up there, do you think that there were any papers everywhere? No. What we're gonna do for this eye look today, by the way, is it's gonna be more of a neutral look, and we're gonna pop some bright colors in. So we're gonna play with colors a little bit. So from the Conspiracy palette, I'm gonna use a little bit of Tanacon and Diet Root Beer. Just a way to show you how you can play with some bright color and it doesn't have to be ostentatious. It would be interesting for me because my other coworker, the female coworker, she has said that she's heard a man behind her as well, like a man talking like in her ear when she opens. And I'm just like, well, that's interesting because that's never happened to me before. But it's nice because she likes that kind of stuff like I do. All right, we're going to go in with the Jeffree Star Morphe. This is the JS9, and it's just a nice fluffy brush. Even though it's washed, of course, it's going to look a little stained, but it's because I use it all the time. We're going to go in with Diet Root Beer, and we're just going to put it into the crease, but we're going to go over because I have very hooded eyes, and so I like to bring it up just a little bit so that way you can actually see the eye look and it's not being hidden by the fold of my skin. But it's funny because my boss has actually told me that he actually saw an eraser go flying across the room years back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's funny. And a lot of the guys that work in the back there, they've said the same thing, that like just because they're in there all the time, weird stuff happens to them. We do the same thing on the other side. So they say that it's the same thing, that they experience the stuff being thrown, they experience just the weird stuff that maybe the rest of us don't experience all the time because we're not working back there. But I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it in now and then gonna swipe back and forth. Now for me, my whole life, I've grown up in houses that were haunted. So for me, this is like not a big deal. It's not anything different, out of the ordinary. So I'm like, oh, this is cool, just another day in my life. Next, we're gonna go in with Under Oath, which is more of a brown army green almost. And we're gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Morphe Collab JS6. And we're gonna put it down, but we're just gonna put it down a little bit lower than we put Diet Root Beer. So when I was little, we had, and I don't know why we called it a guy, we just always did. He would play some big pranks on us. I would hear him at night walking up and down the stairs, and at first I thought it was my mom because my dad was overseas a lot when I was little. So I thought it was my mom because when we did get a computer and we got the internet, I just thought, oh, like it's my mom because he was overseas and the time difference. So I just assumed that's where she was going. She was going to talk to my dad. Okay, next we're gonna blend both of these colors in with the Mirabella eye blender brush. So actually we're gonna use Tanacon to kind of blend them. So one night I remember waking up because I was finally irritated of it because my mom kept waking me up, or so I thought it was my mom. And I walked in and she was not in there on the computer. So I went downstairs and I was like, well, maybe I missed her. Maybe she went downstairs. She was sound asleep in her bed snoring. So that was like one of my first recalled memories of interacting with this ghost in our house. Although my mom says there was another ghost that I called Lacey, but it was a dead person because my dad saw it. And so my parents to get me to stop talking about Lacey, my parents got me a dog and named it Lacey. So that way, hopefully this dead person could go away. I guess. I don't know if that was their thinking or not. Now that we've got a really nice, base going down, I want to try this that I just got, the Liquid Star Shadow. And this is in the color Manifest. So I want to try a little bit of it and maybe even put some powder down on top of it. So I've always been around this kind of stuff. It's always just kind of, I won't say just follow me, but I guess kind of follow me in a way. I'm just using a little flat brush. So it's always been interesting growing up. And it's very odd because the house that I'm living in right now is actually the first house that I've lived in that I've never had anything happen in here. There's no negative energy. There's no nothing weird happening. It's just really, honestly, it's strange. It's just strange because it's the first time that I've just never encountered anything like that, where there's nothing to encounter. I'm actually liking the way this color sits and the way it blends too. And I don't know why the lighting is so funky over here, so I apologize on this eye. So I have just always grown up around this stuff. I've always been interested in the paranormal, and so I've always gone and done ghost hunting stuff, or when I was little, of course, like every girl does, sleepovers, I would play the whole Bloody Mary game. Of course, because who didn't do that? I just think it's like pulling a little orange, and I don't know why. I don't know why the lighting in the camera is just not picking this up today, but here that is. So we're gonna blend this back in together. So we're gonna go back with the JS9, and we're gonna go in with root beer. So when I was little, do seances, or like light as a feather, stiff as a board, or Bloody Mary, or stuff like that, which is hilarious, you know, because I like talking to other people. Going with the same brush, we're gonna actually, no, let's go back with that other brush that I liked, that really flat but fluffy JS6, and we're gonna go in with that under oath. It's funny to me because other girls, talking to them now, that they all did the same thing growing up, which is just, it's just so interesting. It's just so interesting to me that we all did the same thing. So, and then again with the Mirabella brush and with Tanacon. I find it weird, not gonna lie to you all, I find it weird that there's nothing in this house, because growing up I'm just so used to that. So for me, this is just a little, it's just a little different. At the old house that I was in before this house, that house had so much activity to the point where it got like really negative, which if you guys like these kind of stories, I would be more than happy to share more. But I don't want to share stuff with you guys if that's just not your kind of content that you like. So we need to go in with this nice flat brush and find some sparkle for us. I think I'm going to use some of the ranch white color, a little bit of shimmer, and I just want to see if I'm going to like this at all. Just a little bit right here to accentuate the brow bone. I like talking about this stuff, but I can always talk about a million other things. So now we're going to go back in with a little bit of the P. Louise, and we're going to put it right here because that is where we want to put this color today. So I want to hear your stories. Have you guys had anything weird like that at work or at home? Or I'm definitely a sucker for a good ghost story. So just like that. That's how we're gonna put it in. So what are you guys excited about for Halloween? What are you guys gonna go as? Josh and I are gonna go as Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, and the twins are going to be the Blue Meth. Which my mom was like, wow, you guys are really doing it, some family wholesome stuff there. And well, it's probably the last year that we can get away with picking the twins outfits and Halloween stuff for them, so we're taking advantage of it. And it's possibly the last time that we will get to see them for Halloween because they are moving with their mom to not sure where. We're excited about Halloween. All right, now that we have that set, we need to go in with a very flat but dense brush. Found it. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about Halloween. You guys will have to tell me what you guys are doing. I'm going to go in with the Self-Expression, which looks like a neon green. Almost like this. So maybe it's a chartreuse. We're going to go in and we're going to pop it everywhere that we have put down our base. Alright, so see this little pop of color. It's nothing too drastic. It's just something cute. Something to just get you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but also something to just give you a little huzzah, I guess is the word, maybe. Huzzah! Kind of just, and you're just pushing it in because you want as much color payoff as possible. And of course with Jeffree Star, you're always gonna get a good color payoff. And of course we'll clean this all up, so don't worry about it being a kind of weird mess. Now this would be cute for every day if you want. I mean, maybe not to work, but like just going out for a happy hour or food with some friends after work, you know, or going to an 80s party. I don't know. Honestly, if you can get away with wearing it at work, good for you. I couldn't. I would get in trouble. Although there's a girl at my work that wears like the tiniest of dresses that I'm pretty sure I've seen her butt cheeks. Good on her, but I'm just like, I would be so terrified to get in trouble for like not being dressed professionally. And then there's another girl there that wears open-toe sneakers. I don't know. All right, I want just a little bit more color payoff with this, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more down. Okay, so as you can see, it's very messy, right? But what we are going to do is we're gonna wipe it away. First, we're going to use this Morphe brush. I don't know the name of it because there's no name on it. And we're gonna use that Diet Root Beer. We're just gonna go along the lash line. That's okay again if you go a little too messy with it, because we'll clean that up. That's the nice part about makeup, is you can add, take away, remove, fix. Nothing is permanent unless it's a tattoo. Those are kind of permanent. We are good now with that. So I'm gonna move these things away. All right, so here is the eye look. I'm gonna get ready and zoom you guys out. We're going to complete this look, zoom you guys on out so we can do skincare. First, of course, I will fix them brows. Actually, you know what? Let's keep zoomed in because then you can see my application. All right, so a wonderful coworker and friend of mine brought me a bunch of makeup, just full of awesome deluxe sample sizes of so many things. All right, so let's open this bad boy up. So it's got Ride or Die Laura Mercier. Yes, this is one of the best, well, I say best for me, all-time setting sprays. All-nighter. We have got the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer from Charlotte Tilbury, which I think we'll save this for another video when I use the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. There's Hourglass Vanish, an airbrush concealer. So there's those. They're very yellow and pinky tone. There's not neutrals in this setup, so I don't know if I'll use that today. There's the Born This Way Ethereal Light from Too Faced. There's Rare Beauty Positive Light Under Eye Brightener. Maybe we'll do this. An under eye brightener. So we'll save that one for later. Is it Ilia True Skin Serum? Their shade range though is kind of Tarte High Performance Hydration Concealer. The Kosas, they have 28 shades, which is much better than the others. This is a concealer. This is the Huda Beauty. And so it says blendable and buildable, brightens and corrects water and sweat transfer proof. So I'm gonna use the light shade. And actually I might be able to use this again because there's quite a bit. So I'm gonna go in just a little bit here. And I'm just using it on spots that I really just want some coverage. And again, remember we said cleaning up? And I said, don't worry, I got you. Clean it. I like a little concealer right in here. This is actually like easy to move around. Holy cow. As you can see now, we have a really nice line that we're working with. Wow, I'm actually impressed by this. I don't honestly sometimes have a good impression of how products are gonna be when heavily influencer recommended and things like that. Do you have any other areas that I just need to like? My nostrils always get a little red when I'm sick. Oh my gosh, like very little, and it goes a long way. Holy cow. So I'm gonna take a little bit above my eyebrow because I have a little, I'm gonna say the word wrong, like melasma, I think is the word. And I was learning the other day it actually comes from hormones with my PCOS, because I can use that again. Wow, I actually think I like that. All right, now on to their foundation. This to the side here. I'm probably gonna try the light color, which is in shade Cornbread. So we shall see. There's not a lot. I like how they gave me more concealer than they did foundation to try. I might have to use the medium coverage. Jeez Louise, that is not a lot to work with. Oh, I'm like stretching it out. I'm like, come on, let us get enough coverage out of this. All right, well, we're gonna go in with medium now because it's light medium latte. Because here, try our product, but we're not gonna give you enough to even get a good sample out of it. It's gonna be so interesting because this is just not my shade. Oh my gosh. It reminds me of growing up in the 90s and wearing foundation that was, you know, 5 shades too dark for you and it looks so orange. I don't know why we didn't tell each other that we did not look good. I don't know, we were always like, yeah girl, like you look good. Like I'm trying to move it around. And I'm trying to see how it does with my dry spots and my oily spots. So right now, like you can for sure see all the texture on my skin. And then remember when we did this? We thought that was cute too. So because I used to wear foundation that was not the right shade for my skin, I would put it over my eyebrows and it would actually like tint my eyebrows a little bit. And I thought I looked so cool. I'm gonna have to find pictures and show you guys because I was one hot mess express. All right, I think that's the most that we're getting out of that. So let us set it with some powder. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier, the translucent powder, which is a ride or die. I look very ghostly right now. Cause it sucks cause I'm kind of in between shades right now. Because the summer is ending here in Vegas. That time of year in between shades and now we're gonna go in with some blush. For blush, I think we're gonna use a little bit deeper color from the Natasha Denona Bloom blush palette, and I'm gonna use this blush shade, and I don't know what color it is, but it's going to be this one right here. So it just looks like that. And I saw another beauty YouTuber do her blush like this, and it just looks really pretty. So I like trying it. Now we need just a little bit of, this is the NARS Laguna. So let's use that. We shall. And I'm just gonna go in with this like fluffy little brush here. And I'm just kind of popping it right where I put the blush a little bit. Warm up my forehead a little bit since this shade is way too pale for me. And I probably look like a clown with this blush that normally doesn't look bad on me, but it looks bad because of the coloring. And I'm also not used to wearing this much foundation. I'm not really a foundation kind of person. I'm more of like a tinted moisturizer. We got in the mail the other day, the Jeffree Star blush highlighter. Let's try that actually. Let's try it with this big fluffy brush. So that's good to go. I'm gonna spray setting spray on this bad boy, even though this is such an awful foundation for me. We're gonna try out a new lippy that we got, as well as an eye mascara. So this is in the shade yellow, but I'm gonna try it out because I just want to see how long lasting it is. Well, that was definitely an easy apply mascara. I don't know if you can see it. It's very interesting. We're gonna try to keep the lip a little neutral today since we are doing craziness going on with the eye. So we're gonna use, of course, my favorite shade, MAC Whirl. And I always fill my lips in, just in case my lip shade wears off. At least there's something below it. All right, now we're gonna go in a shade of Halloween Nudity for this from Jeffree Star. All right, I'm going to adjust the lighting, zoom you guys out so we can go over this whole makeup look together. All right, guys, what do you think of this look? Of course, the foundation's a little silly in some places just because obviously I was not working with something like, the product seems awesome, don't get me wrong. The problem is that it was samples. So of course it was not my correct color. I wasn't having enough product to really work with, but that concealer, on point, love it. Huda Beauty, however you pronounce it. I definitely am gonna be purchasing this. to definitely try out on my own. I'll go to Sephora, get matched properly with what skin tone I should be wearing, and then I can do a full review of that. So tonight I'm going to be playing some video games with my friends, and I will see how it holds up. And then tonight before bed, I will wash it off, let you know how easy it is to take off. And yeah, I'm excited though. I like this look because, again, it's not too bold. It's not too terribly like, bam, wearing a lot of bright colors. So I'm enjoying it. And I do love the lip. The eyelashes crack me up. But let's see if I can get a little closer for you guys, a little bit better of a, so you guys can really see the look. So what do you guys think? Do you love it? Are you gonna try it? Leave me comments below. Give me some suggestions. What makeup look should I do next? Be sure to leave me some love, and of course subscribe to my channel before you leave. Hit that little bell icon and be notified each and every time that I drop a video. Thanks for playing with some makeup with me, guys, and good night. I always have the itchiest nose when I go to film content. Gus? Bed. No. Go to your bed now. Bed. Bed. God. Why this is washing me out tonight? Huda Beauty. Huda Huda. Huda Beauty. Huda Huda. I still need to go through it all. Wow. I almost feel like I need to get all of it off.